Yo, what's good everyone? It is GlitchXCity here. Today be giving you guys our NPA Season 9 Week 7 matchup against Evan, coach of the Brighton Bronzors. Now, if you guys didn't check out the last match, it was pretty heartbreaking because we got swept by a double dance Landerstarian, which I thought wasn't a threat, but apparently we put it in range of a super berry. It was already +2 in attack, +2 in speed, and unless we got a crit with our E-speed Entei, then we lost, and we did. So we lost 4-0. Kind of wish it was closer, because to me I feel like it was much closer. If I didn't allow the Landers to set up and I just killed it with E-speed on Entei, then it wouldn't have been a threat, and it would have been much more closer game considering I still had an Axis at full health with SD and D-Dance with the Dragonium Z. So I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not saying I would have won the game, but I'm saying, like, at least I could have brought it lower in the end, hopefully, but I didn't. So other than that, after that game, it gave us another loss, and prior to that, we took our first L from Magma, coach of the KSI Dragons, in week 5. And since we took a loss last week, that means we have lost twice in a row, and like I said, I do not want to go on a losing streak right now. If I lose this game, because right now we are 4-2, and if I lose out, then I'm gonna end up 4-5, and that would definitely put me out of range of playoffs. So I really need a win, and even if I do lose and I win out, I'll be 6-3. Preferably, I want to end the season 7-2, and hopefully I can do that. But in the way is Evan, and as of week 6, prior to this week, he is undefeated. He is 6-0. Hasn't taken an L yet at all from the first 6 people that he battled. And hopefully I'll be able to give him his first L, and then I can break this losing streak so I can move on with my life and hopefully make playoffs comfortably and satisfyingly. So other than that, after our 2 straight losses, we did make a few transactions, and as you guys can see, we have our team builder, and the first Pokemon you see is actually one of our new FAs. I dropped Scolipede and I dropped Mantine. I'm so sad I had to drop Mantine because Mantine was a Pokemon who got us a sweep in week 2 against the Pain Train City Braylums, and it was like SD baton passing to an agility Mantine, and it was insane. Like, but the thing is that it's hard to use Mantine. Like, people usually use Mantine as more of a wall, more like a wall, Roost Defog type of stuff. And it's kind of hard to use Mantine. Like, its def is like amazing, don't get me wrong, but that 4 times weakness to electric is just so hard to deal with, considering that my only 2 immunities are Palisand and Manectric before it Mega Evolve. So I really don't want to rely on that, and I really don't want to rely on that to be my wall. And you know, I feel like I could utilize a different Pokemon in a better way to add on to my team, whereas Mantine is like it doesn't really fit the playstyle that I was hoping to go for. So instead of that, and I also dropped Scolipede. Scolipede only went to like 1 game, it got burned, and it didn't really do much. I've used Scolipede in the past, and I've won a championship with Scolipede on the team, and I thought it'd be good this time, but I guess this time around I'm just not eager to use it. Like, it's a great mod and all, but like I guess I've just seen it too many times, and I just want to use something else. And to add on to that, looking at my team, I got Masquerain, so I dropped Scolipede for Masquerain. Main reason being is that it has Sticky Webs, it has Intimidate, and it's a pretty decent one all around. I mean, base 100 special attack, Quiver Dance, and I typically like to use Pokemon that are under tiered. Like, come on, I have a freaking Mawile on my team. It's been doing pretty well anyway, and it's like a PU mod. So I mean, Masquerain's not like the best Sticky Web user. Like, sure, I could have got like a Raquanid or something else like that, but I wanted to use Masquerain. It's like one of those Pokemon that like I overlook, but I don't know, for some reason I just wanted to use it. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna get Masquerain. So I picked up Masquerain, and in exchange for Mantine, I picked up Starmie. Now, Starmie is on this team, but it wasn't until after we had our match that I realized that Starmie was already drafted by Frost, coach of the Hollywood Haluchas, but then he dropped. But I didn't realize that Starmie wasn't on his team because I think he just never used it, or not that it just never came to mind. So in this battle, I actually put Starmie on my team, and I'm gonna use it against Evan in this matchup. But just know that after this, any kills Starmie gets, any deaths it gets, won't be counted towards my team, and any kills that it gets won't. I don't know. I don't like, a death is a death. So like, just for this 1 game, because like I really don't want to recreate this, because I miss 1 mon, and like in the long run you guys will see that it doesn't really matter in the end. But other than that, we picked up Starmie, But yeah, in exchange for Starmie, I'm actually get Floatzel instead after realizing my mistake. So we have Masquerain and Floatzel, 2 PU mons in exchange for an RU and a UU mon. So kind of weird, but you know, not really a surprising move on my end. But other than that, we're gonna right into this team builder. Evan is, like I said, undefeated, and one of the main threats to his team, or like one of the main reasons why his team is undefeated and why he's such a threat is because of his Z move mons. Now, he chose really well on what to use for his Z move mons. He chose Volcarona and Zygarde as his Z move mons. I forgot which one is which. I don't know which one's universal or whatever, but Volcarona and Zygarde, he's gotten plenty of sweeps with both in the past 6 weeks, and he's definitely up there. So really huge threats that my team struggles to deal with. And in addition, he has really good walls like Suicune, Ferrothorn, Muck, and Clefable. He has like fast pivots like Tornadus Eye and Azov, and then he also has Mega Lopunny to add on to that, which is already a huge threat in itself. Plus the Lycanroc Dusk, which is the better of the other two forms in my opinion. But like I said, Evan's gonna be hard to deal with. I'm not really surprised why he's undefeated at this point. But like I said, hopefully we can get into this. And a little note that when I made these transactions, Evan didn't realize. I guess he didn't. No, he realized, but he didn't prep. He already prepped beforehand before I made the FA. So when he battled me, he actually didn't make any changes. So this is kind of an unfair game, but at the same time, it's kind of his fault for not noticing. But you know, the player's decision, players whatever. I mean, in the end, it's how the player plays, and like it's how the player plays and like hacks, RNG, whatever. But other than that, we're getting right into this team builder. You guys have been staring at this for a while. We got Masquerain, we got Hinata, because Shane likes to call herself on Discord, so I just named it Hinata. I honestly don't know what to name this thing. We're running a physical defensive set with Intimidate, Rocky Helmet, Air Slash U-Turn, Roost, Sticky Web, holy crap, 240 HP, 156 defense. Bold, 4 in special attack, 4 in speed, 96 speed. And I'm pretty sure this 96 speed is the speed creep. I want to say uninvested Suicune. I may be wrong. I want to say it's uninvested Suicune. But just to make sure. But Sticky Webs is great. Sticky Webs is like very important against his team because both of the Pokemon that he usually sets up with being Zygarde and Volcarona, usually they set up with either D-Dance or Quiver Dance. So I want to be able to slow those things down and get like have some speed control, especially for stuff like Lycanroc Dusk and Mega Lopunny, especially Mega Lopunny. And U-Turn's just there for momentum. I originally had Quiver Dance plus Ice Beam to handle Zygarde, and Quiver Dance plus Air Slash just does a ton to his team. He has like no resistances other than Lycanroc, so if I can get up a Quiver Dance and click Air Slash, I can get some flinches off, and I do all this other type of bullcrap. But I preferred U-Turn and Roost for recovery because with the Intimidate, if I get Masquerain on Mega Lopunny, I can take 2 returns. Ice Punch won't be doing as much. It does like a little bit less, but the roll on return is better. So he may not have to bring Ice Punch at all. Maybe, I mean, there's Celebi and Palisand, so probably. But, yeah, with the Intimidate, I get the Rock Helmet damage off, and then I can Roost for recovery. And in the end, it's pretty good mon, and then U-Turn just for momentum, if need be, and then Intimidate. So it's going to be kind of like a sack. I need to get a Webs, because the only way he has to get rid of Webs is Tornadus Eye, if I'm pretty sure gets Defog, and Donphan, which has Rapid Spin. So those are the only 2 ways to get rid of those, so unless he prioritizes that, then he can't get rid of these Webs at all. And considering that he didn't prep for my team, I don't expect him to have hazard removal. But next up, we have Marco the Starmie. I'm not even going to talk about much of this one because it's not actually my Pokemon, but I was planning to make Marco the Starmie, Expert, Bell, Analytic, Power Gem, Ice Beam, Grassland, Flash Cannon, 248 Special Attack, 252 Speed, Timid. And yeah, I'm not really going to talk about this because it's not even my Pokemon, but this is the set I intended to run against his team. Next up, we got Misael, the Mega Manectric with the Manectric Intimidate. Another Intimidate user. We got Laser Focus, Overheat, Discharge, and HP Ice. Max Speed, Timid. The Speed type with the Mega Lopunny. 2v2 Special Attack. And we got Discharge. Discharge mainly there just for like the increase in paralysis chance. Like it's like Thunderbolt, but it's like 10 less base power, but 20% more to paralyze. Which in my opinion is very valuable against his team. Because if I outspeed Mega Lopunny, if I win the speed tie, I can click Discharge, and then I possibly para the Mega Lopunny, and then anything on my team afterwards could outspeed it and kill it off, especially if there's webs up. So that's really nice. HP Ice for Donphan as well as Zygarde, mainly just here for the Zygarde. And then we have Overheat. Overheat's just there to nuke the Ferrothorn. And then we have Laser Focus. Now, I don't know how Laser Focus works, and I found out after the game how it works. But Laser Focus basically guarantees that the next attack that the user goes for will be a critical hit. And the reason why I have this is because I'm scared of Calm Mind Suicune. If he gets too high with Calm Mind Suicune, Mega Manectric with Discharge isn't doing that much, so I can click Laser Focus, hopefully live a hit depending on how many Calm Minds he has, and then just click Discharge and then it dies. He just straight up dies unless he has to switch in, but even if he switches out, at least it pressures it out, so that's something. I just needed like some sort of like backup check to deal with the Suicune in case stuff gets out of hand. I guess I could have ran Roar, but I initially had Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt would do more to the Suicune, but like I said, Paralysis chance is pretty valuable in my opinion. So next up we got Panic of the Pangoro. We're running some heat today, despite even though its Z move contradicts the word heat. We got the Waterium Z with the Mold Breaker, and this has one purpose. This is to kill Donphan. We have Drain Punch, Surf, Drain Punch, Surf, Gunk Shot, and SD. 216 in HP, 92 in attack, 172 special attack, Rash, 4 in defense, 24 speed, to speed creep Clefable, I think. I want to say Clefable, but with my investment, even though Eevee's a max HP, max defensive, bold Clefable, my Gunk Shot always does at least 51%, and if I get a +2 with SD, then it just guarantees OHKOs. And we also have Waterium Z Surf, which OHKOs every single Donphan unless it's like Spadef invested. I kill max HP, no special defense investment, no AV, and I just straight up kill it. If Eevee's at sturdy, I can click Waterium Z. He probably won't expect it, possibly thinking that I'm a physically offensive Pangoro. Even though I'm mixed, Drain Punch won't be doing that much. Even if I had Ice Punch, he'd probably be comfortable to stay in. So more than likely, he will stay in, try to get up his rocks, and I'm gonna be like, nah, bro, I'm about to pull out this Z Surf that goes through sturdy because we have Mold Breaker, and that's just gonna be a really good day. And this also applies some good pressure to the Muck as well as the Ferrothorn. And more than likely, if I outspeed Suicune under webs, I can click SZ, start clicking Drain Punch, get my health back, hopefully not get burned. But in the process, I'm gonna be, I feel like this is gonna be a good bring. Plus I need to bring some sort of heat. Next up, we have Type Low to Type Null with the Eviolite, and this is my check. This is the Z-Mon check. This is the Z-Mon's check. Eviolite Battle Armor, because we're not getting credit today. We got Rock Slide, Toxic, Protect, and Icy Wind. Really weird spread, 240 HP, 32 in attack. I think 32 in attack is for the Rock Slide, so it won't guarantee the OHKO and Volcarona, but it will increase the chances of me OHKOing it from full, so that's really good. I will not allow Volcarona to sweep me. 48 in defense, mixed defensive, and then we have 84 Spadef and 84 Spadef, Sassy Nature, because Type Null's not really gonna outspeed anything. Plus, I have 96 in special attack to 2 KO Zygarde, assuming it has no HP or Spadef investment with Icy Wind, slow down its speed if it's setting up with D-Dance, and yeah, this is basically gonna be my check. Like, if he brings both set of mons, that's going to be kind of hard for me to deal with. But if he just brings one of them, then it's going to be easy for Type Null to just come in and just destroy one of them. And I have Protect because if I predict the Z move correctly, I can click Protect, only take like 15% and waste the Z move. So that's going to be really good. And last but not least, we have Coloring Book on Necrozma. I think this is like a last second set. Like, I was debating between like 3 Pokemon. I was like, should I go Mawile, Necrozma, or Celebi? And in the end, I just decided to go with Necrozma because Necrozma is just a great mon. We got Weakness Policy. We're bringing it for the second time, hoping it pulls out this time. We got Photon Geyser, Heat Wave, Moonlight, Heat Wave, Moonlight, Earthquake, Heat Wave for the Ferrothorn, Earthquake for the Muck, and Photon Geyser to hit pretty much everything else. 248 HP, 72 in attack because we're running a. Because I'm planning to go for a more physically offensive Photon Geyser because I have Earthquake as well. And 84 in Spadef with a Careful Nature, 4 in defense, 100 speed. And I forgot what that's supposed to speed creep, honestly. I want to say it's Suicune. But if we get Webs then it won't matter. We'll outspeed Suicune, hopefully. But yeah, yeah, this is pretty much it. I'm planning to maybe possibly have this activate on maybe like the Lycanroc if it clicks Crunch, or Donphan if it clicks Knockoff, Azo for Tornadus if either of them click U-turn or Knockoff. I'll let Muck even, because I'm pretty bulky naturally. If he clicks Knockoff, it will activate. I can click Moonlight, and maybe even Ferrothorn if it has Knockoff. So I feel like Weakness Policy was a pretty good bring. Maybe it'll come in clutch. But other than that, that is our team builder for this week. Hopefully we can pull up a W against Evan, coach of the Brighton Bronzors, and hand him his first L. But other than that, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Let's get right to the battle. Alright guys, we're back with the match, and as you guys can see, Evan, coach of the Brighton Bronzors, has brought Megalopony, Alolan Muck, Volcarona, Lycanroc, Dust, Suicune, and Zygarde 50%. And the scariest factor that I was hoping not to see is that he brought both of his Z users, being the Volcarona and the Zygarde, both of which can be potential set up monsters. So Like I said, like a lot of his victories have been over the pressure that these two monsters have been able to give out in terms of like offensive pressure. And hopefully we'll be able to take that on. If you guys didn't see the team builder, then you should definitely like at least skim through it and at least look at the Starmie one, because like I said, if you guys heard, if not, then Starmie's not actually on our team. So when I dropped Manti and Scolipede for Masquerain and Starmie, I didn't realize that Starmie was already drafted, and I was stupid enough not to check. So I used Starmie in this matchup, so that's really bad because it kind of sucks because it's technically not on my team. So like, it's not really supposed to be there, but thankfully enough, you guys will see at the end of the match that it doesn't really matter that much. And it was kind of, I guess it was also kind of good that Evan also didn't prepare for the FAs I made, and I brought both of them. So, you know, like, after this match, I won't have it anymore, but thankfully, I'll be able to make that change. I won't be able to have that mistake if I did potentially use Starmie again in future matches. But other than that, just know that Starmie's here, but it's not a part of my team, and directly after this match, you will never see it again. So, let's go start with the match. I'm gonna lead with my Mega... I don't know what to lead with. Did I lead with Necrozma? I honestly don't remember what I led with, but I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see. He leaves with Mega Lopunny as I lead with Necrozma. So realistically, I could stay in and just take a fake out, but I am more Spadef than Fizdef, and I have Masquerain, which is my dedicated switch into this Mega Lopunny. So I'm gonna simply go into Masquerain and just let it do what it was meant to do. I'm gonna go into Hanada, get the Intimidate off as it does Mega Evolve. He's gonna go for the fake out as predicted, and he's gonna get that nice Rocky Helmet chip damage. And here I decided to make a pretty pretty interesting play. So here he has the Mega Lopunny, and he said he didn't prep for my FAs at all, but on the off chance that he for some reason tossed a Magico on this Mega Lopunny, I'm instead gonna click Air Slash instead of straight up going for Sticky Webs, because I don't want Sticky Webs on my side of the field, considering I didn't even bring Hazard Removal. And he only has one way to get up rocks on his team, which is the Lycanroc Dusk out of the 6 Pokemon he brought. So instead of going for the Sticky Webs, I'm going to go for the Air Slash. He does switch out, so I could have gotten my webs up for free, as he does bring in the Lycanroc Dusk, and I get a critical hit of 25%. And your boy Chase is going to make... he was feeling pretty ballsy at this time, and he was like, well... Lycanroc Dust, the only thing on his team out of the 6 Pokemon he brought to get up rocks. I'm pretty sure me switching out is pretty predictable. So I'm actually just going to stay and click Sticky Web and risk the fact that I could just die to a Stone Edge and not even get up webs, which is a huge factor in this battle. So I'm gonna stay in. He gets up his rocks, and I do get the prediction right. I go for Sticky Webs. I'm gonna switch it to my Pangoro, as seeing that he didn't bring the Donphan, that my Water EMZ is basically useless. It's kind of my most expendable Pokemon, but it's still pretty good against something like Volcarona, which Water EMZ still does over 50%. So that's gonna be really nice there. But at this point, Pangoro is my most expendable Pokemon, so I'm gonna just directly switch into this. He makes a really good play, predicting my Pangoro. He's just gonna go for the Drill Run. So if I had stayed in and just clicked U-turn, Drill Run wouldn't have affected me, and I would have been able to get a slow U-turn into my Pangoro, and I wouldn't have taken 30%, as you guys do see. And here, as you guys will see if you guys are reading the screen, he does switch into Suicune, and on the switch, I was really debating on whether or not to go for Drain Punch or SD, because if I went for SD, I could Drain Punch the Suicune and get about like almost 50% off, and the problem is that like Evan's really good. Like, he's really good, and he's really good at making like hardcore predictions. And I should have just clicked SD here. I'm gonna go for the safe play and click Drain Punch. Without a boost, my Drain Punch isn't really doing anything to the Suicune, and I don't even have knockoff on this thing. So he has webs up. I'm assuming I outspeed, so I'm gonna go for the Swords Dance. Actually goes for the Toxic, and he outsped me this turn. So that means this Suicune is running a huge amount of speed to outspeed my Pangoro, because even though my Pangoro is not running that much speed investment, it should have been able to still outspeed a Suicune that's not really invested in speed to pretty much little to no at all. So he does outspeed me. So my thought process is that, my assumption is that he's just like pretty much max HP, maybe max speed, just to guarantee so he can get the Toxic Sub Protect stall. So very annoying set in my opinion. Like, I really don't like going up against Toxic stall. It's like one of the most annoying things in the world. Like, even if it's intentional, like I did lose week 5 against that, but it wasn't like straight up Toxic Sub Protect, Toxic Substitute Protect. And I've gone against that before against a Gliscor, and I lost that match. So seeing that I don't outspeed, that's very unfortunate. And here I do die to another round of Toxic. So he does have Protect, and I know that, and he also knows that, so he's gonna make a great play. I'm switching to Starmie, predicting the Protect or Substitute, as he does go for the Toxic, predicting my switch out. Unfortunately, I'm not bringing Natural Cure, I'm bringing Analytic. I'm a double out, predicting something to come in. I think I predicted the Mega Manetric to come in. No, I have Mega Manetric. So here he brings in the Muck, and at this point, I don't really have a safe switching. My Pangoro is pretty much dead. And I don't want to sack it just yet, so I'm going to stay in. I'm going to Mega Evolve, get the Intimidate off, but he actually goes into the Lycanroc Dusk as I Mega Evolve and go for the Discharge. And this definitely, I guarantee, outspeed. If I had Thunderbolt, I don't know if I would have killed, but as you guys can see, he doesn't have Accelerock, or he just didn't go for it. So, yep, I kill it off. Mega Manetric getting the first kill of the game, and now he brings in the Zygarde, and by the way he brought it in, this thing's either really bulky with like a lot of Spadef, or he's Yachi Berry, or like maybe Scarfed. I don't know. If he was Scarfed, I'd switch outspeed. But Mega Manetric is too valuable because Suicune is a real issue for my team. And other than Starmie, Mega Manetric is going to be my main way to kill that thing. So, yeah, like I said, like I didn't really know Starmie was not part of my team. So, yeah, just the way he brought it in, I was expecting Yachi, so I decided to switch out and go into my Pangoro to basically sack it, but he makes a really great play, and he goes for the Substitute, so if I had Say and click HP Ice, I could have seen if he had Yachi Berry or not, and I would have brought it down really low. Here he goes for D-Dance. My Drain Punch is, should be able to kill. That's if he's not max HP or has any investment whatsoever, and he does. He does go for a second Dragon Dance. He's +2 attack, +1 speed, and yeah, I got 1% back, and my Panda Express dies. He wasn't able to break the sub. If I had at least a knockoff for Ice Punch, I think I would have been able to do so. If I had Iron Fist, I would have been able to do so, but I didn't. I had Mode Breaker with the Water MZ, so that never does come into play. But here, I'm going to go to my Necrozma. If I had simply go for HP, if I went for HP, I would have known if this thing had Yachi, Lum, or like maybe a Z move. So here, I'm really tough scenario. So here, I'm gonna try and bait the Z move. I'm going to my Necrozma, take 12%, because it's the bulkiest thing on my team other than type Null that he would want to click a Z move on. So predicting that, I'm actually gonna go into my Masquerain to basically sack it, bring this thing down to +1 attack instead of +2. He does kill me with 1,000 arrows, crit didn't matter whatsoever. And here I'm gonna bring in my type Null. Type Null should be able to take 2 outrages at +1, and we do. It takes 42%, and type Null just freaking eats that up like a champ. And we got the Icy Wind. He can't crit us because we do have battle armor, and as you guys see, I go for the Protect. And the only reason why I go for the Protect is because I was thinking he would be confused afterwards, and apparently he didn't. But here we do go for the Ice Wind, thankfully don't miss, and the Zygarde does go down. And here, this is the best scenario that could have happened, because here, instead of bringing in something like Lopunny, instead of bringing in Suicune or Alolan Muck, he brings in the one Pokemon that this type Null was meant to deal with. So here he brings in the Volcarona, and I'm gonna simply click Rock Slide. He goes for the Quiver Dance, and this Rock Slide has a very good chance to kill, but unfortunately we get a low roll, and he lives on 6%. So, like, really, no lie, Type Null literally just took on a Zygarde and a Volcarona by itself. So that's real. Well, not the Zygarde by itself, but it was able to weaken both of them significantly. But we are now 3-4, and here I'm gonna bring in my Starmie. I am gonna kill it with Power Gem, and even though Starmie doesn't technically get this kill, Volcarona still technically gets a death in this match because it died. So here, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to leave in my Starmie, go for Power Gem, and it should have done less damage but if it was Assault Vest, but it actually did 20%, and he reveals the Curse. I get an Ice Beam crit, and we bring it down to 50%, and I don't see Black Sludge. So as soon as I saw Curse, I was legit freaking out, because at this point, like, I didn't see Black Sludge, and I didn't see, he can't be AV, so the one thing that came to mind was Shucker Berry. I can't bring on my Necrozma, I click Earthquake, and I need to weaken this thing first before I go into my Necrozma, because a +1 knockoff onto my Necrozma does way too much damage, and I just need to, like, bring him down to +1, neutral attack. So I'm going to my Mega Manetric, get another Intimidate, and I'm going to go for the Discharge, and it does bring him down to 37%. I'm actually happy that I didn't bring Thunderbolt, because if I brought Thunderbolt, I would have had a better chance to kill this thing. But here he goes for the Pursuit. I don't know why he went for the Pursuit. I think he was just thinking I go to Mega Manetric, switch out, and come back in and get the another Intimidate off, but that's not what I was going to do. But this is fine, because here I'm not even going to try and kill this thing, because the way I win this match is that I bring in the Necrozma against this Muck. I need this Muck alive, bring in the Necrozma, have him activate my weakness policy, and then just sweep from there, hopefully. The only problem is that Lopunny, I don't outspeed Lopunny under webs with Necrozma, so I need to keep it under, I need to get it at a nice, what's the word? A nice amount of HP in order to live 2 hits from that fake out plus return in order to win this game. So I'm just gonna click laser focus. I wanted to know how this thing work. I go for laser focus, and it's apparently for the Manectric, and I guess it just doesn't work for like, because my thought process with laser focus is that I would go for laser focus, I would die, go into something else, and then it would get a critical hit, but I guess Mega Manectric would have to be the one to get that critical hit. So not really the tech I was thinking about. But it did work out in this case because it did work out in this case because it gave me an excuse to not click a move that would kill the Muk. So that's really good there. And now it's Necrozma against the world. Hopefully, yes, Necrozma against the world. So here I'm gonna go for the Moonlight, get as much, go back to full health. He's gonna go for the knockoff. Does way too much damage. If he was at +1, that would have been too much. I get my weakness policy off, and I'm gonna just simply go for Moonlight. Crunch thankfully does less by like 4%, or like not 4%, by like 10%. But he's just gonna click Crunch. I'm at 53%, and at this point, I can't risk the Poison Touch. Like within those 2 or 3 times I clicked Moonlight, he could have gotten like he had an opportunity for every 2 or 3 for every time he clicked an attack to get a Poison Touch on me. And if he had gotten the poison, that probably would have been gained for me because like 12% taken every turn. I only have 8 Moonlights. I already used up like 2 or 3 of them. So if he had definitely gotten the poison, then I definitely would have lost this game, and it wouldn't he would definitely win. Like it would just be guaranteed at that point. But since he didn't, we still have a chance. He's gonna bring in the Mecha Lopunny, and unfortunately with my speed investment, I don't outspeed a max speed Lopunny. And the only reason why I'm worried about this is because Mega Lopunny and Mega Manectric have the same base speed stat. So I ran max speed, so I'm assuming he was also running max speed just to potentially take out my Mega Manectric and possibly win a speed tie. But that is not the case, as here he's gonna go for the fake out, and at this point I definitely don't live a return at this point. So so to me this is GG. I'm just gonna click Photon Geyser, but oh my god, the Holy Wrath, we outspeed, and then he told me like he didn't run that much speed because he was expecting me to run a lot of bulk. But thankfully enough for us, he didn't run max speed, and if he did run max speed, then he definitely would have won right there. But he didn't, thankfully, and that was just I guess that was just I don't know, graced by the gods or something. But now he brings in the Suicune. I should be able to 2-kill this thing with Photon Geyser. So I am going to go for Photon Geyser. There's no way he can kill me with Scald, even if it's a crit. So I'm going to go for Photon Geyser, and I'm going to get about 45% off. And he's going to get a Toxic, and unfortunately lands it. So here's where things go pretty bad. If I had clicked, so here he's at 27%, and Toxic does 6%. It did 6%, and it's gonna do 12 and then 18. So 12 plus 18 definitely kills me from my range of 26%. So either he clicks Protect and I click Moonlight, or he clicks Protect and I click an attacking move, and then he possibly clicks Protect again, and then I die to Toxic. So it was kind of like a 50-50 at this point, because either I go for Photon Geyser and kill the Suicune, or I click Moonlight predicting to Protect. But here I'm gonna go ahead, click Photon Geyser, kill off the Suicune, and we're just gonna get a crit at the end. So thankfully we were able to pick up a W, and GG to Evan, coach of the Brighton Bronzors. It was a very hype game, and it was very stressful nonetheless, because I really didn't want to go on a 3-game losing streak, and thankfully Necrozma was able to pull in through, not get poisoned by the Alolan Muk, be able to outspeed the Mega Lopunny, and thankfully I was able to make the right call at the end. Click Photon Geyser, predict him not to go for the Protect, knowing that I would possibly click Moonlight, predicting him to Protect. So like, I don't know if that made any sense to y'all, but other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are still here, very much appreciated. This is GlitchXCity here, and I'll see you guys in the next encounter.